Well, it's been a full week now since George Floyd died in the custody of 4 Minneapolis police officers, and there is some new information about his death today. A private autopsy commissioned by Floyd's family concludes that he died of asphyxiation due to neck and back compression when a Minneapolis police officer pressed his knee into Floyd's neck. However, the official autopsy found no evidence of asphyxia or strangulation. Well, the release of the cell phone video showing Floyd's death fueled nearly a week of rioting and looting across the nation. But there was a peaceful protest here in Corpus Christi yesterday, and everyone from the organizers to the police department working to keep it that way. Greg Chandler has that story.
Sunday's protest was one of several across the country as Americans voiced their opposition to police brutality. But unlike many cities, the protest here was peaceful. Corpus Christi and Minneapolis are separated by more than 1,000 miles. That distance was never closer as locals protested a Minneapolis man's death at the hands of police.
It was about standing in solidarity with the families of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Philando Castile and all the other people who have been victims of police brutality.
While some protesters were armed, the protest, organized by Black Lives Matter, was peaceful. Police Chief Mike MARKLE was there and was impressed, if not surprised, that everyone behaved.
We have folks here that love this community, and by all means, they feel the need to express themselves. We encourage them to do so.
In several cities, protests were accompanied by looting and violence. Defense attorney Matt Manning, a former prosecutor, says looting hurts the protesters' cause and distracts from their message.
Looting is a symptom. It is not the actual disease. And the disease is the oppression and racism and injustice that we've seen for a long time in our society.
CCPD doesn't have the track record of abuse and brutality that other departments have. But in today's climate, Chief MARKLE believes strong community relations are more important now than ever before.
Things that happen elsewhere do affect professions as a whole, and we're not immune to that.
We need to continue to have good community relations, but we also need to be ever vigilant to not ever let anything like that happen here.
CCPD says nobody was arrested during the weekend's protest, and there was only some minor damage at police headquarters. In Corpus Christi, Greg Chandler, Chris 6 News.
And by the way, Chief MARKLE says Sunday's protest did not require a permit because obviously peaceful assembly is a First Amendment right.